I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age
pointing at him and laughing. And Wolff believes they may be in a safe that was with Epstein.
Out of the gate, they are suing Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal. Now, this is somewhat personal.
The reason people are talking about this guy is because people serving in the highest levels of your administration have been talking about this guy for years.
Donald Trump and Rupert Murdoch, one called the other unfit while the other lawyered up, but now the two titans are locked in a legal slugfest over Epstein files.
The strategy is to sue anyone who directly links Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein.
Why is Murdoch defending himself against Trump, and will depositions reveal the dirty details of Trump's alleged connection to Epstein? This is one showdown you won't believe. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Michael Wolff is no stranger to spilling tea about Donald Trump. He practically made a career out of it, but this time, he's dropped something bigger than an oversized MAGA hat. Wolff claims he's seen photos that, in his words, could wreck Trump's political future.
By the way, on that, Michael Wolff says that he saw photos of Donald Trump with a bunch of naked girls.
The alleged images, taken at Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Palm Beach mansion, reportedly show Trump alongside young women in some less than presidential scenarios.
I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age,
of indeterminate age, and that Donald Trump had a stain on his crotch with some of those girls of indeterminate age.
We're talking topless girls and even rumors of a mysterious stain on Trump's pants. Classy, right? But the real question is, where are these photos now? Whispers suggest these photos might have been locked away in Epstein's notorious safe.
Sitting on Trump's lap, and then a third in which he has a stain on the front of his pants,
pointing at him and laughing. And Wolff believes they may be in a safe that was with Epstein.
When the feds raided Epstein's property, they didn't just walk out with his black book. They took files, documents, discs, and more that allegedly contained dirt on some of the world's most powerful figures. So why haven't these pictures surfaced yet? Did they magically disappear like Trump's tax returns? Or is someone sitting on them, waiting for the right moment? It's like a thriller where the villain frantically tries to erase every trace of their crimes, but the evidence just keeps bubbling up.
Don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
And, could that have been when a search warrant was executed by the FBI? Could those photos have been what's in the files? If
only here, the villain's rocking an orange spray tan. Now, let's remember, Epstein's files have already been a Pandora's box for high-profile names. Bill Gates, Prince Andrew, you name it. Trump's connection to Epstein has always raised eyebrows, mainly because, well, they were buddy-buddy for years. Trump once called Epstein a terrific guy, and if that doesn't age worse than milk, I don't know what does. Of course, Trump later distanced himself when it all went public, claiming he never liked Epstein.
You're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
An age pointing at Donald Trump with a stain on his crotch as they're laughing at him and they're topless? Well, there could be there.
But Wolff's alleged photos could paint a different story. If Trump's approval ratings keep sliding like they're on greased rails, the last thing he needs is another scandal involving Epstein's mansion. Wolff even speculates that these photos explain why Trump is diving headfirst into lawsuits to stop Epstein-related media coverage. It's not about protecting his reputation, it's survival mode.
Recognize that no president in modern history has ever sued the media.
Speaking of lawsuits, wait until you hear about Trump suing Rupert Murdoch, the man who helped build his media machine. This next chapter is rich with irony. Trump suing Rupert Murdoch is the kind of plot twist you'd expect in a late-night soap opera, not real life. These two aren't exactly besties. Murdoch has reportedly referred to Trump as unfit and a clown behind closed doors. But irony isn't dead, because Murdoch's media empire, especially Fox News, was like a full-time hype team for Trump's rise to power. Without Murdoch's help, it's hard to imagine the whole MAGA circus ever making it past the ticket booth.
Out of the gate, they are suing Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal. Now, this is somewhat personal.
At Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of.
So how did we go from that to Trump dragging Murdoch into court? 2 words: Epstein files. Trump's lawsuit claims Murdoch and his media outlets have spread lies about him, but Wolff says it's not about lawsuits. It's about silencing any chatter about those Epstein connections. Here's the kicker. Trump is demanding an expedited deposition of Murdoch, citing the man's advanced age. Sure, Murdoch is 92 and maybe not running marathons, but Trump is no spring chicken himself.
The White House strategy is not to release more or any documents about Jeffrey Epstein.
At 77, he's not exactly setting world records in the endurance department. This move feels less like a legal strategy and more like a hurried defense to stop something bigger from snowballing. And here's the twist that could blow this wide open: depositions. If this lawsuit moves forward, Murdoch might get deposed. But what's stopping Murdoch's legal team from flipping the script and demanding the same of Trump? Imagine that.
If the most powerful man in the world can't take it, tough. That, in sum, is democracy.
Lawyers grilling Trump under oath about his ties to Epstein, just like Bill Clinton's deposition during the Lewinsky scandal. Bill's testimony kicked the door open to damaging details that wrecked his reputation for good. If Trump finds himself in that same seat, it's trouble with a capital T. Wolff sees this lawsuit as peak irony. Trump, the guy who spent years screaming fake news at Murdoch's outlets, is suddenly desperate for the courts to intervene. Call it hypocrisy or call it panic. It's definitely not subtle. And if this whole mess keeps unraveling, it might just pull those long-buried Epstein secrets into the spotlight.
There are certainly files that can be released. There's a trove of information that the Trump administration is right now refusing to share.
But this is, of course, much larger than a personal issue. And let's just step back and understand.
Trump's lawsuit against Murdoch isn't just about bad press. It's about keeping Epstein's skeletons locked in that proverbial closet. But here's the thing about lawsuits. They tend to shake loose whatever dirt is buried.
And why it keeps going, I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
We will use the federal government to materially interfere with your business if you do not settle with us.
The reason people are talking about this guy is because people serving in the highest levels of your administration have been talking about this guy for years.
And with depositions on the horizon, Trump could find himself in the hot seat, much like Bill Clinton did during the Monica Lewinsky fallout. If that happens, awkward details about Trump's past with Epstein might become public. And let's just say his legal team probably isn't thrilled at the idea. So if these photos exist, could they finally take Trump down? Or is this just another PR battle? Stay tuned.